남았을 때. So the walls are closing in. The funniest thing is I'm almost done healing. And I thought things would just go smooth, to tell you the truth. I thought I would just heal and nobody would care, but apparently there are forces that won't let me heal. Ya Usha himself said his only enemies will be the members of his family. That's Matthew 10:36. A man's enemies are members of his household. Matthew 10:36. Okay. I actually have more enemies than that, but since your family is everything, nobody, really compares to your enemy. Your household members being your enemies are the biggest enemies. Nothing else comes close to that. Okay, today is 71 verses. Should take me about 45 minutes to read. That's odd. Sorry, I'm trying to find my Garuda Purana reference. Okay, got it. Here we go. Atha Duratiyotyayah Garuda Uvacha Yamamai Gamati Gramya Tatva Papi Yamalaye Kidurashim Yatanam Bumkute Tananme Gataya Keshava Shri Bhagavan Adiamtam Ja Prabhakushoyami Shrunushva Vinata Tamaja Katyamanepi Narake Tevam Pavishyasi Kamampitahu Jatavarim Shadyo Janani Jaturyukatani Kashyapa Bahupi Tipura Dagre Taimaraja Puram Mahat Hahakara Sama Yukatam Durushatava Granandati Pataki Tatagrananditam Sama Kalnuya Yamasya Puracharinohu Tatava Cha Tatura Te Salve Pratiharam Padananti Hi Taimatuvajahu Pratiharasatatra Dishitati Salvada Sa Katava Chitraguputaya Purute Tasya Shupam Tatasitam Chitrakuputopi Taimarajam Veda Nivedayat Nasatika Ye Narasata Kushuyu Mahapaparatahu Sada Tam Shecha Saibanyata Yogyam Samyagujanati Taimaratu Tatapi Chitraguputaya Deshum Papam Sa Puruchachati Chitraguputopi Saibajinyahu Shirabanono Pari Puruchachati Shirabano Brahmanoh Putrahu Shivalpupata Lacharinoh Dura Shirabano Vichinyana 두라달샤나 짜쿠슈셔흐 대슈음 바트니아스 따타 푸타흐 시라바누여흐 브르타가 바흐야흐 브르타가 흐바야흐 스트리넘 비체실 뚜이땀 살밤땀 비자나는띠 따뜻뜨바따흐 나이흐 브라츠 차는나 나이흐 브라츠 차는나 브라티아쿠샴 야트 브로크땀 짜 끄르땀 짜 야트 살바마 베다야는 띠에바 지트라쿠프타야 때짜 따흐 짜라스테 탈마라 자시야 마누슈여넘 슈파무 마노바 그가야잠 깔마 살밤 자나는띠 따뜻뜨바따흐 에밤 대슈음 샤크티라스띠 말띠야 티카라넘 까타야는띠 느르넘 깔마 시라바너흐 사티아바디나흐 브라타일다 나이시자 사티오크티야 야스토쇼야띠 따는 나라흐 바바는띠 따시야 때 사오미야흐 스발가 모쿠쇼 브라다이나흐 빠비남 빠빠깔마누이 지냐뜨바 때 사티아바디나흐 탈마라 자뿌라흐 브로크뜨바 자야는 때 두허카다이나흐 아디띠아 짜는드란 바닐로 아디띠아 짜는드라 바닐로 나라셨자 아디띠아 짜는드라 바닐로 나라셨자 아디띠아 짜는드라 바닐로 나라셨자 아디띠아 짜는드라 바닐로 나라셨자 디아울푸미라뽀 흐르다얌 야마셨자 아하셨자 라뜨리셨자 우페자 사는티에 달마셨자 자나띠 나라시야 브르따무 탈마라 자시찌뜨라구 부따흐 시라바누 파스카라다야흐 까야스탐 따뜨라 바시아는띠 빠빰 부누염 짜 살바샤흐 에밤 수네시자얌 끄르뜨바 빠비남 빠따감 야마흐 아후야 따는 니잠 루밤 달샤야띠야띠 피셔너무 빠비시터 스테 브라바시아는띠 야마루밤 파얌 까라무 라는더 하스땀 마하가얌 마히쇼파리 삼스티땀 브랄라얌 부다닐코샴 야지잘라 사는 이팜 비디우트 브라파 유타일 피 비디우트 브라파 유타일 피맘 드바 드림샤드 부자나 삼유 드바 드림샤드 부자 삼유 땀음 드바 드림샤드 부자 삼유 땀음 요자나 트라야 비스타람 바비돌리아빌로짜나무 담실뜨르 까라 라바다남 라그타 쿠샴 딜카나 시카무 무르티우 주자라디 피리우 그따 시치트라 구부토피 무르티우 주자 바라디 피리우 그따 시치트라 구부토피 피셔나흐 무르띠우즈 무르띠우즈 바라 무르띠우즈 바라 디피 무르띠우즈 바라 디피리오 그 따스제트라 무르띠우즈 바라 디피리오 그 따스제트라 구부토피 피셔너흐 피셔너흐 살베 두다셰짜 가자는 띠 야마뚜리야 스타다는 띠께 땀 들으셨더바 바야피 따스뚜 하헤띠 바다떼 칼라흐 아다뜨따다나흐 빠빠뜨마 까까문 빠떼 끄라는 다떼 보나흐 따또 바다띠 따는 살바는 끄라는 다마남 셰짜 빠삐나흐 쇼짜따 스바니 깔마누이 제트라구부도 야마지냐야 포허 빠빠 두라짜라 아함까라 뿌라두 슈이따흐 끼말타말지땀 빠빰 유시빠 피라비백 유시마 피라비 유시마 피라비베 유시마 피라비백기 유시마 피라비백기 유시마 피라비백기느 끼피흐 유시마 피라비백기 피흐 까마꾸로타 디아뚜뜨 빠는남 상은감에바 짬 빠삐나무 따뜨빠빰 두허카담 무드흐 끼말탐 짜리땀 짜나흐 그릇다바는 따흐 뿌라 유얌 빠빠니아띠아는 할수이 빠빠니아띠아는 할수있다흐 따타이바 야따나 포기야흐 기미다님 빠랑은 무카흐 그릇다니 야니 빠빠니 유시마피흐 수바후니아피 따니 빠빠니 두허카시야 까라넘 나짜 반짜남 물태피 빠는두이때 마삐 다리들의 바 시리아는 비때 사발레 닐발레 마삐 사마발띠 야마흐 스무르따흐 제트라구 부타시아띠 바기암 슈르트 바떼 바비나스따담 쇼짜는 따흐 스바니 깔마누이 두시누임 드시터는 띠 드시짤라흐 달마라 조삐 따는 들으셨더바 쪼라바는 니시 잘라는 스티따는 아지냐 빠야띠 빠빠남 샤스티 짜이바 야토치땀 따따스테 닐다야 두따스따 더예뜨바 바다는 띠짜 까츠차 빠비는 마하 고라는 나라간 나 디피셔너는 빠비는 마하 고라는 나라가나 빠비는 마하 고라는 나라가냐 빠비는 마하 고라는 나라가나 띠 빠비는 마하 고라는 나라가나 디피셔너는 빠비는 마하 고라는 나라가나 디피셔너는 야마지냐가리노 두따흐 짜는 더 까다 짜는 더 까다야흐 에까빠셰나 따는 바드트바 나야는 띠 나라까는 뿌라띠 따뜨라 브르쿠쇼 마하네코 지발라다그니 사마프라파흐 반짜요자나 비스틸너 에까요자나 무쭈치리따흐 따드브르쿠쇼에 시름카 라일바드 트바 토묵함 시름칼라일바드 트바 코 토묵함 시름칼라일바드 트바 토묵함 따더 야는 띠때 루다는 띠 지발리따 스타트라 때숑 드라따 나 비디아때 따스미는 바이 샤를 말리 버르쿠슈에 삼음 밭때는 나 삼음바는 삼음바는 냈겠다 떼내까 삼음바는 떼내까 빠 비나흐 구슈트 삐빠 사 파리시라는 따 야마두 따이시자 따두이따흐 구셔마트밤 포빠라탐메 그르따 잘리푸트 이티 비지냐 빠야는띠 따는 빠 비슈터스때 따는 빠 비슈터스때 이라시라야흐 보나시자 때 두 달 하니하는 때 로하야시 피흐 무드가 라이스 또마라이흐 꾸는 딸가다 빌무 살라이 퍼르샤무 꾸는 딸가다 빌무사 라이 퍼르시 꾸는 딸가다 빌무사 꾸는 딸가다 빌무사 라이 퍼르샤무 꾸는 딸가다 빌무사 라이 퍼르샤무 따더야 쯔짜이바 니시제 물쯔치다 시장 바바는 띠때 따타 니시제스두이따는 들으셨더바 낑은 깔았을 때 바다는 띠히 빠빠 두라짜라흐 기말탐 두시떠제스두이따무 수라파니 나 따뜻하니 잘라니아는 나니아삐 그바체트 그라사드 탈마삐 노 따뜻함 나 시바바야 사열 발리무 시바바야 사열 발리무 나마스 그릇담 나띠 티오 나 그릇담 베트르 딸바너무 야마시야 지트라 구부타시야 나 그릇담 티아나 무드다마무 나 자프타시짱 따열 많은 뚜로 나 파베디에나 야따나 나비 겐치트 그릇담 딜테 부지다 나이바 데바따흐 그르하시라마스티테나 비 하는 따까로비 노드 트르따흐 34 verses left. 슈슈루 슈이따 셰짜 노 사는 또 붐크 슈바 빠빠팔람 스바야무 야따스드밤 달마히 노시 따따흐 삼따두여세 프르쇼무 구쇼마 빠라탐 꾸르테 바가바는 하리리 슈바라흐 바얌뚜 사파라타남 다눈도다 히따다 지냐얌 에바무그트바 짜테 두단 닐다얌 따더야는띠 따도 야는띠 따는 즈발라 당은가라 사두르 샤흐 즈발라 당은가라 사두르 샤흐 빠삐따 세따도 나나 빠삐따 세따도 나다타흐 빠따나드 따시야 빠뜨라이시짱 가뜨라쯔 체도 바베트 따따흐 나 따나타흐 빠삐따는 시바노 바쿠쇼야는띠 루다는띠 때 루다는 따스때 따또 두다이무카마뿌리 두다이무카마뿌리야 레누어 피흐 니바드티야 비비타이흐 바샤이 하니하는 때 깨삐 무드가라이흐 바비나흐 깨삐 피디하는 때 그라카짜이흐 까시트바드 드비자 드비타 그라카짜이흐 까시트바드 그라카짜이흐 까시트바드 드비 그라카짜이흐 까시트바드 드비 그라카짜이흐 까시트바드 드비타 구쇼이프트바 짜니에 타라뿌르슈트웨 구트라이흐 가는 더 샤흐 그르따흐 알탐 카트바 바뚜에 깨찌드 피디하는 때 물트니 사야까이흐 아빠레 야는 드라마티아스타흐 비두여는 때 짜구슈다는 더 바트 깨찌드 브라지발라 마나이스투 상은가라흐 바리또 푸르샤무 우르묵가일 베실트 우르묵가일 베실트 이트밤 자 트마야는 때 로하비는 더 바트 I need to double check one spelling. Okay. 깨찌드 크릇다마에 빠게 다일라 빠게 따타 빠레 까떠 하쿠슈이프다 바트 까떠 하쿠슈이프다 바트 브라쿠슈이피하는 때 야타스 따따흐 깨찌는 마뜨다 가제는 드라넘 구슈이피하는 때 뿌라따흐 파티 바드트바 하스다우 짜 바다우 짜 그리하는 때 깨삐야 토무카흐 구슈이피하는 때 깨삐 구베슈 바티하는 때 깨삐 바이바타트 니마그나흐 그름이 꾸는 두에 슈 두디하는 때 그름이 피흐 빠레 바지라 두는 도일 마하가가의 그르트라이라 미셔 그르트누피흐. It's a hard word. Almost done. 16 verses left. 바지라뚜는들 마하가가의 그르트라이라 미셔 그르투누피흐 바지라뚜는들 마하가가의 그르트라이라 미셔 그르투누피흐 바지라뚜는들 마하가가의 그르트라이 바지라뚜는들 마하가가의 바지라뚜는들 마하가가의 그르트라이라 미셔 그르투누피흐 One more. 바지라뚜는들 마하가가의 바지라뚜는들 마하가가의 그르트라이 바지라뚜는들 마하가가의 그르트라이라미 셔 그르투누피흐 바지라뚜는들 마하가가의 그르트라이라 그르트라이 바지라뚜는들 마하가가의 바지라뚜는들 마하가가의 그르트라이라 미셔 그르투누피흐 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 니시쿠시오는 때 시로데셰 네트레 바시에 짠쭈피흐 원엄 바이 브랄타야는 띠아니에 데히 살바 타남 마마 야말로케 마야 들으실두어 가남 매 바쿠슈이땀 뜨바야 에밤 비바다마나남 바비남 나라카라예 치트뜨바 삼담샤카일 두다 마음삭하는 너는 다는띠 마음삭하는 너는 마음삭하는 너는 다는띠 마음삭하는 너는 다다는띠 마음삭하는 너는 다다는띠 자 에밤 삼따두였다는 두다흐 삼그루슈 야마샤사나트 다미스트라디슈 고레슈 구슈이피아는 때 나라케슈 자 나라카 두허카바울라 스타트라 부르쿠셔사미 빠따흐 데시바스티 야는마하 두허캄 다드바자마피에 고짜라무 자투라시 딜라쿠슈어니 나라케 사는띠 캣짜람 데슈엄 마티에 코라타마 타오레 야스트베카 빔샤티흐 타오레 야스트베카 빔샤티흐 타오레 야스트베카 빔샤티흐 다미슈로 로하샴 고실장 마하라오라바샤레말리 마하라오라바샤레말리 라오라바흐 구드말라흐 갈라수 드라카흐 부티무르뜨티카흐 삼카토 로히토 다시짱 사비셔흐 삼프라타파나흐 마하니라야카 마하니라야 마하니라야까 골라오 삼지바나 마하바타오 사비지라는 탓다 미스트라흐 사비지라는 탓다 미스트라흐 꿈은 피바 가스타 타이바 짜 꿈은 피바 가스타 타이바 짜 삼프라타 바나나 메카스타 바나스트 베카 빔샤티흐 삼프라타 바나나 메카스타 바네스트 베카 빔샤티흐 삼프라타 바나나 메카스타 타파나스트 베카 빔샤티흐 삼프라타 바나나 메카스타 바나스트 베카 빔샤티흐 삼프라타 마나나 메카스타 바나스트 베카 삼프라타 바나나 메카스타 바나스트 베카 빔샤티흐 나나 비드마야흐 살베 나나 페다흐 브라카를 빗다흐 나나 바카비바카시자 낑은가로 카이라 낑은가로 카이라 티슈 트위타 낑은가로 카이라 티슈 트위타흐 에테슈 바티타 무트흐 바비슈트 탈마발지타흐 따뜨라 분자는 띠 까를 빠는 땀 따스따 나라카야 따나흐 야스따 미스라는 타따 미스라 라오라바 디아 시자 One more. Almost done. 6 verses left. 야스따 미스라는 타따 미스라 라오라바 디아 시자 야따나흐 붐끝에 나로 바 나리 바 미타흐 삼게나 느미뜨따흐 에밤 굿두문 밤 비프라너 우다람은 파라 에바 바 비스르지에 호파얌 브라티아 품끝에 따뜻팔라미 드르샤무 에카흐 브라파디아테 트바는 땀 히트베담 스밤 갈레바라무 구샬레타 파라알테요 푸따두로 헤너 야드 푸르따무 다이베나사 디땀 따시야 샤말레 니라예 뿌마느 붐끝에 굿두문 바 보쇼시야 굿두문 바 보쇼시야 굿두문 바 보쇼시야 흐르따드라비야 이바 뚜라흐 깨발레나 야타이메너 굿두문 바 파라 노트수카 굿두문 바 파라 노트수카 굿두문 바 파라노어 굿두문 바 파라 노트수카흐 굿두문 바 파라 노트수카흐 야띠 지보는 탔다 미스람 짜라마는 따마사흐 빠다무 아타스타는 나라로카시야 야바티리야 따나다야흐 그라마샤흐 사마누크라미야 보나라트라 브라자트 추르지흐 보나라트라 브라자트 추르지흐 Punaratara Brajaja Churuchi Punaratara Brajaja Churuchi Ho Iti Shri Garuda Puranue Sarodutare Yamayatana Nirupanam Nama Tritiyotyaya Ho. I'm gonna take a little break. Let's hurry up, finish it. Finish him. Finish them. This is another one of most crucial chapters for punishing wicked people. Chapter 3. On account of the torments of Yama, Garuda said, "What are the torments like that the sinful suffers, having passed along the way of Yama into the abode of Yama? Tell me this, O Keshava." I'm going to read another version. The Blessed Lord said, "Listen, O descendant of Vinata. I will tell it to you from the beginning to the end. Even at the description of hell you will tremble. 440 yojanas Oka Shapa, beyond the city of Bahupiti, lies the great city of the King of Justice. The sinful man cries when he hears the mingled wails of O, O, and having heard his cry, those who walk about in the city of Yama all go to the doorkeeper and report it to him. The doorkeeper, Talmatvaja, always stands there. He, having gone to Chitragupta, reports the good and evil deeds. Then Chitragupta tells it to the King of Justice. The men who are deniers or Darkushir, and always delight in great sin, these are all, as is proper, well known to the King of Justice. Nevertheless, he asks Chitragupta about their sins. Chitragupta, although he is all-knowing, inquires of the Shrabanos. The Shrabanos are the sons of Brahman, who wander in heaven, on earth, and in the nether regions. Hear and understand at a distance and see a long way off. Their wives have a similar nature and are called distinctively Shrabanuis. They know accurately all that is done by women. These report to Chitragupta everything that is said and done, openly and secretly, by men. These followers of the King of Justice know accurately all the virtues and vices of mankind, and the kaima bone of mind, speech, and body. Such is the power of these who have authority over mortals and immortals. Thus do these truth-speaking Shravanas relate the actions of men. To the man who pleases them by austerity, charity, and truthful speech, they become benevolent, granting heaven and liberation. Knowing the wicked actions of the sinful, those truth-speakers relating them before the King of Justice become dispensers of misery. The sun and moon, fire, wind, sky, earth and water, the heart, Yama, day and night, the two twilights, and justice know the actions of men. The King of Justice, Chitragupta, Shravanus, the sun and others see fully the sins and merits of the embodied being. Then Yama, having assured himself concerning the sins of the sinful, summons them and shows them his own very terrible form. Very sinful people behold the terrifying form of Yama, huge of body, rod in hand, seated on a buffalo, roaring like a cloud at the time of Pralaya, like a mountain of lamp black, terrible and weapons gleaming like lightning, possessing 32 arms. extending 3 yojanas, with eyes like wells, with mouth gaping with formidable fangs, with red eyes and a long nose. Even Chitragupta is fearful, attended by death, fever, and others. Near to him are all the messengers resembling Yama, roaring. Having seen him, the wretch, overcome with fear, cries, "Oh, oh!" The simple soul who made no gifts trembles and cries again. Then, by command of Yama, Chitragupta speaks to all those sinners who are crying and bewailing their karmas. O you sinners, evildoers, polluted with egoism, injudicious, why ever did you commit sin? O you foolish people, why ever did you commit that misery-giving sin which is born of lust, anger, and association with the sinful? Hitherto you have committed sins with great delight, and thereby are now destined for torment. It is no use turning your faces away. The sinful actions done by you are very many, and those sins are the cause of unavoidable misery. It is known that Yama deals equally with the fool and the learned, the beggar and the wealthy, the strong and the weak. Hearing these words of Chitragupta, the sinful then grieve over their karmas and remain silent and motionless. The king of justice, seeing them standing motionless like thieves, has fitting punishment ordered for the sinful. Then the cruel messengers, having beaten them, say, "Go along, you sinner, to the very dreadful, terrifying hells." The messengers, Chandoka, and others, executors of the sentences of Yama, having bound them with one noose, lead them toward the hells. There is one big tree there, glowing like a blazing fire. It covers 5 yojanas and is 1 yojana in height. Having bound them on the tree by chains, head downwards, they beat them. They, for whom there is no rescuer, cry, burning there. Many simple ones are hung on that silk cotton tree, exhausted by hunger and thirst, and beaten by the messengers of Yama. Oh, forgive my faults. With suppliant hands those most sinful people, helpless, implore the messengers. Again and again they are forcibly struck by the messengers with metal rods, with hammers, with iron clubs, with spears, with maces, and with big pestles. Thus beaten, they become still, swooning away. Then, seeing them quiet, the servants address them thus: "O you sinners, you evildoers, why ever did you commit such wicked deeds? You did not even make the easy water and food offerings at all. You did not give even half a mouthful of food to the dog or the crows, nor honor your guests, nor make the water offering to the forefathers. You did not meditate well upon Yama and Chitragupta, nor repeat their mantra, along with which torment cannot exist. You never visited any places of pilgrimage, nor worshipped the deities. Though living as a householder, you did not even express compassion. You did not do any acts of service. Suffer the fruits of your own sin. Because you are devoid of righteousness, you deserve to be beaten. Forgiveness of faults is done by Lord Hari, the Lord Hari Ishvara. We only punish miscreants as we are ordered." Thus having spoken, the messengers beat them mercilessly, and on account of the beating they fall down like glowing charcoal. In falling, their limbs are cut by the sharp leaves, and they cry, fallen down and bitten by dogs. Then the mouths of those who are crying are filled with dust by the messengers, and being bound with various nooses, some are beaten with hammers. Some of the sinful are cut with saws like firewood, and others, thrown flat on the ground, are chopped into pieces with axes. Some, their bodies half buried in a pit, are pierced in the head with arrows. Others, fixed in the middle of a machine, are squeezed like sugar cane. Some are surrounded closely with blazing charcoal, and wrapped with torches and smelted like a lump of ore. Some are plunged into heated butter, and others into heated oil, and are like a cake thrown into the frying pan, they are turned about. Some are thrown in the way in front of huge maddened elephants, and some with hands and feet bound are placed head downwards. Some are thrown into wells, some are hurled from heights, others plunged into pits full of worms, are eaten away by them. By the hard beaks of huge flesh-eating crows and vultures they are pecked in the head, eyes, and faces. Others clamor, give up my wealth, which you owe me. In the world of Yama I see my wealth being enjoyed by you." Thus disputing, the sinful in the hell region are given pieces of flesh torn off with pincers by the messengers. Thus quarreling, they are taken hold of by the messengers by order of Yama, and thrown into the dreadful hells, Damisra and others. Hells full of great misery are there, near to the tree, in which there is great misery indescribable in words. There are 84 lakhs of hells, O bird, the midst of which are 21 most dreadful to the dreadful, of the dreadful. Okay, I'm gonna switch to another version. Okay. Darkness, iron spears, very terrible silk cotton tree, terrible, blossoming, the threat of death, stinging clay, accumulation, iron weights, poisonous, burning, the great exit, crows, owls living together, the great path, waveless, besetting darkness, base like a pot burning, hot, and hot. 21. Yeah, I got them all. All from the various afflictions and diseases of different classes, the various fruits of sin, and inhabited by multitudes of servants. The sinful fools, devoid of righteousness, who have fallen into these, experience there until the end of the age the various torments of hell. Men and women suffer the torments of Ta'amisra and Antata'amisra, Raurava, and other hells which are produced by secret association. Thus he who was holding a family or gratifying his belly, having given up both, and being departed, obtains appropriate fruit. Having cast off his body, which was nourished at the expense of other creatures, he goes alone to hell, provisioned with the opposite of happiness. The man experiences in a foul hell what is ordained by his fate, like an invalid who has been robbed of his wealth, the support of his family. The individual who was fond of supporting his family by unrighteous means alone goes to Antata'amisra, which is the place of uttermost darkness. Having experienced in due order the torments below, he comes here again purified. I'm going to take a little break. Okay, I'm back. These Rag Veda is getting intimidating. Like really, really long verses. This one verse has 3 sub verses. Shloka. This shloka has 3 verses. Namaste. Enendra ya hiupa nah parabato na yamachucham vidatani va satapati rasatam rajava satapati hu habamahe divam vayam Parayasita Banantahu Sute Satjam Putraso Na Pitaram Bajasataye Mamhishutam Bajasataye Biban Somaminandra Subanama Dripi Subanamad Subanamadripiha Koshena Sekadamabatam Nah Na Bamsa Bamsakasatia Turisho Bamsakasatia Turusho no Na Bamchagaha Madaya Haryataya Te Tubishirtamaya Tayase Deva Yachachanantu Harito Na Suriyamaha Bishibeba Suriyama Abinandad Dibo Nihitam Guha Nitim Belna Galpam Paribi Tamashima Nyananante Paribi Tamashima Nyatanan Paribi Tamashima Nyatanante Anantarashimani Prajam Bajri Gabamiva Sishwa Sananangira Satamaha Sishwa Nanan Sishwa Sananangira Sishwa Sananangira Satamaha Nangangira Sishwa Sananangira Satamaha Apa Bruno Disha Inandraha Pari Burata Duvara Yushaha Pari Burataha Da Duruha no Bajraminandro Capacitioha Kusha de Meba Digama Masanaya Sam Shiadahi Hatyaya Sam Shiat Sambibiana Ojasa Shavopirinandra Majimana Deshtueva Purakusham Panino Ni Purashachasi Parashibeva Ni Purashachasi Devam Purata Nadia Inandra Saltabechacha Samudra Sasarujo Samudra Masarujo Ratam Iva Bajayato Ratam Iva Ita Udira Yunjata Samana Maltamak Samana Maltamaku Shuitama Tenuriba Manabe Vishivado Haso Janaya Vishivado Hasaha Imam De Panjam Pasu Yananta Ayabo Ratam Na Tiraha Sivapang Atakushui Shuha Sumunaya Divam Atakushui Shuha Shumanpananto Jianyam Yata Bajeshu Vipura Bajinam Atyamiva Chabase Sataye Tana Vishiva Tanani Sataye Pinatapuro Panatiminandra Purabe Devodasaya Mahi Dashishwe Nurto Bajreno Dashishwe Nurto Atitigvaya Shamanbaram Gireruguro Abba Parat Maho Tanani Dayamana Ojasa Vishva Tanani Ojasa Inandraha Samatusu Yajamana Mariam Brabad Vishveshua Shatamutiraji Sivai Mir He Sivai Mir He Shivaji Manabe Shasa 샤사다 샤사다브라타는 뜨바 샤사다브라타는 뜨바짬 샤사다브라타는 뜨바짬 그르시너 말하는 탓 그르시너 말하는 타야트 그르시너 말하는 타야트 닦고 조이는 나 비시밤 sorry 따뜨르셔 너모셔띠 니알샤사나 모셔띠 수라시 차크람 프라 부르하지자타 오자사 빠피트베 빠자마루누 무셔야티 샤나 아 무셔야티 우샤나 야트파라 바토 자가는 누따에 야트파라 바토 자가는 누따에 가베 수문나니 비슈바 마누슈에바 둘바누이라하 비시베바 둘바누이흐 사노 나비에 필부르셔 깔마는 누쿠타이흐. That's a hard word. Oof. 나비에 필부르셔 깔마는 누쿠타이흐. 나비에 필부르셔 깔마는 누쿠타이흐. 나비에 필부르셔 깔마는 누쿠타이흐. 뿌람 달따흐 빠유피흐 빠히 자그마이흐. 디보다 세피리는드라 디보다 세피리는드라 스타바노 마브르티타 아호피리바 디아우흐. Namaste. Wasn't too bad. Come to us, Inandara, from afar, conducting us even as a lord of heroes to the gatherings, home like a king, his heroes' lord. We come with gifts of pleasant food, with juice poured forth invoking thee, as sons invite a sire, that thou mayst get thee strength, thee bounteousest, to get thee strength. O Inandara, drink the soma juice, pressed out with stones, poured from the reservoir, as an ox drinks the spring, a very thirsty bull the spring. For the sweet draught that gladdens thee, for mightiest freshening of thy strength. Let thy bay horses bring thee hither as the sun, as every day they bring the sun. He found the treasure brought from heaven that lay concealed, close hidden, like the nestling of a bird in rock enclosed in never-ending rock. Best Angiras, both armed, he strove to win, as tore the stall of Cain. So Inandra hath disclosed the foot concealed, disclosed the doors, the foot they lay concealed. Grasping his thunderbolt with both hands, Inandra made its edge most keen, for hurling like a carving knife, for Ahi's slaughter made it keen. Endue with majesty and strength, O Inandra, and with lordly might, thou crashest down the trees, as when a craftsman fells, crashest them down as with an axe. Thou, Inandra, without effort, hast let loose the floods to run their free course down, like chariots to the sea, like chariots showing forth their strength. They, reaching hands away, have joined their strength for one eternal end, even as the cows who pour forth everything for men, yea, pour forth all things for mankind. Eager for riches, men have formed for thee this song, like as a skillful craftsman fashioneth a car, so have they wrought thee to their bliss. Adorning thee, O singer, like a generous steed for deeds of might, yea, like a steed to show his strength and win the prize, that he may bear each prize away. For Puru thou hast shattered, Inandra, 90 forts for Divodasa, thy boon servant with thy boat, O dancer, for thy worshipper. For at the Tigava he, the strong, brought Shambhara from the mountain down, distributing the mighty treasures with his strength, parting all treasures with his strength. Inandra in battles, hope his Aryan worshipper. He who hath 100 helps at hand in every fray, in frays that win the light of heaven. Plaguing the lawless, he gave up to Manu's sea the dusky skin. Blazing Tor, he burns each covetous man away. He burns the tyrannous away. Waxed strong in might at dawn, he tore the sun's wheel off. Bright red, he steals away their speech, the Lord of power. Their speech he steals away from them. As thou with eager speed, O sage, hast come from far away to help, as winning for thine own all happiness of men, winning all happiness each day. Lauded with our new hymns, O vigorous indeed, save us with strengthening help, thou shatterer of the forts. Thou Inandra, praised by Divodanas as clansman, as heaven grows great with days, shalt wax in glory. I'm gonna take a little break. Okay, I'm back. Namaste. Eteshum Yamani Yamanam Vitaikabatane Pratipakusha Pavanam Yadasya Brahmanosya 힘사다요 비탈까 자예라는 한이 쉬음이야 자예라는 한이 쉬음이야 하마 바까리너 마누르타마삐 자예라는 한이 쉬음이야 하만 자예라는 한이 쉬음이야 하마 바까리너 마누르타마삐 자예라는 한이 쉬음이야 하마 바까리너 마누르타마삐 Could take a while. 자예라는 한이 쉬음이야 하마 바까리너 마누르타마삐 One more. 자예라는 한이 쉬음이야 하마 바까 자예라는 한이 쉬음이야 하마 바까리너 마누르타마삐 바꾸 쉬음이 드라바맘 드라 I wanna say it again actually. 자예라는 한이 쉬음이야 하마 바까리너 마누르타마삐 바꾸 쉬음이 드라비아마피아시아 스비 가리슈음이 다레슈 자시아 스바바이 no sorry 비아바이 바비슈미 바리그라헤슈 자시아 스바미 바비슈미티 에바무는 마이가 브라바노 비탈까지 주바레노 에바무는 마이가 브라바노 비탈까지 바레노 디부테나 에바무는 마이가 브라바노 비탈까지 바레노 디부테나 디부 에바무는 마이가 브라바노 비탈까지 바레노 디부테나 바티아마나스타트 프라티파쿠쇼는 바바야트 코레슈 삼사랑은 가레슈 빠치아마네나 마야 자라노 무빠가타흐 Number 3 and 4 무빠가 자리노 무빠가타흐 Doesn't sound right. 가타흐 샤라노 무빠 가타흐 샤라노 무빠 가타흐 Did I cover everything? Yep, cool. Moving on. 살바푸다 파야프라다네나 요가타이마흐 Okay. 사 카를바함 디아크트바 비탈카는 보라스타나 다다나 스툴리아흐 시바브르트 테네티 I'm gonna double check this. Right? Do I have to? 파바야트 Maybe I should. Yep, it's okay. 여타 슈바 바는타 발리히 타타 야크타시아 부나라다다나 이티 에바마디 수드라는 수드라는 딸의 시바비 요지야무. As for these abstentions and observances, if there be inhibition by perverse considerations, there should be cultivation of the opposites. Whenever of this Brahman, injuries and similar, arise as perverse considerations, such as, for instance, I will kill him who hurts me, I will also lie, I will also appropriate his money, and I will commit adultery with his wife, and I will also make myself master of his property. Thus inhibited by the blazing fever of perverse considerations, let him cultivate the opposites of these. Let him ponder, baked upon the pitiless coals of the round of rebirths, I take my refuge in the rules for yoga by giving protection to every living creature. On myself, after ridding myself of perverse considerations, and betaking myself to them once more like a dog. As a dog to his vomit, even so I betake myself to that of which I have rid myself. Other similar should be applied in the other sutras also. I think 34 is really long, and then it gets really short for a while. So one more hump, and then short sutras. Pitalka himsadayahu kuruttakarita numodita lopakrota moha pulbaka murudumatya timatra murudumatya timatra duhaka jinyana nanantapala iti pratipakushapavanamu tatra himsa tabat kurta tarita numoditati drita ekaika punasdrita lopena maam sajjai tena grotena pakurta maneneti mohena taimo me pavishyati iti lopakrota moha punasdribita murudumatya timatra iti. I want to double check. It's a little fuzzy. I can't find it. Okay. 에밤 사부다 빔샤틸 페다 파바는띠 힘사야흐 무르두마티아 티마드라흐 보나스드리타 무르둘 마티아 무르두스티 브라 무르둘 마티아 무르둘 마티아 무르두스티 브라 무르두리티 무르둘 마티아 무르두티 브라 무르두리티 무르둘 마티아 무르두스티 브라 무르두리티 무르둘 마티아 무르둘 마티아 무르두스티 브라 무르두리티 따타 무르두 마티아스티 브라 마티아 이티 따타 무르두티 브로 마티아티 브로 티마 마티아티 브로 티마 드라티 브라 이티 에바메카 시티 페다 힘사 파바티 사 보날니야마 비카를파 사무츠짜야 페다다 삼키에야 문할 니야마 빛깔일바 사무츠 짜야다 짜야 페다 문할 니야마 빛깔일바 사무츠 짜야 페다다 삼키에야 사 보날 sorry it's not 문할 it's 보날 니야마 빛깔일바 사무츠 짜야 페다 보날 니야마 빛깔일바 사무츠 짜야 페다다 삼키에야 브라너 프르드 페다 시야 바림 삼키에야 브라너 프르드 페다 시야 I want to read this again actually. 보날 니야마 빛깔일바 사무츠 짜야 페다다 삼키에야 브라너 프르드 페다 시야 바리 삼키에야 뜨바 디디 에바마느르따 디시바비 요지야무 때 칼리바미 비탈까 두허카 지냐나 나는 따팔라 두허카 지냐나 나는 따팔라 이띠 두허카 지냐나 나는 따팔라 이띠 브라티파쿠셔파바나무 두허카마 지냐남 자 나는 땀 팔람 유쇼미티 브라티파쿠셔파바나무 따타 자 힘사카스타 바트 브라타맘 힘사카스타 바트 브라타맘 바티아시아 비리야마 쿠슈이파티 따타시짱 샤스트라 디니파 테나 두어카야티 따또 지비타 다피 모짜야티 Sorry, my music just went down. Tato 비리야 구슈에파다시야 제타나 무파카라넘 구슈이너 비리암 파바티 두허코트 빵다는 나라까티리아크 브라타디슈 두허코트 빵다는 나라까티리아크 두허코트 빵다는 나라까티리아크 브라타디슈 두허카마누 파바티 지비타비아 바로파노트 프라티쿠셔넘 지비타비아 바로파노트 프라티쿠셔넘 지비타비아 바로 지비타비아 바로파노트 프라티쿠셔 지비타비아 바로파노트 프라티쿠셔넘 짜 지비타디아예 발타마노 마라노미츠 차난 나피 두허카비파 아카시아 베다니야트바 니아타 비파 아카베다니야트바 드카탐치데 보크츠바 시티 보츠츠바 almost 니아타 비파카 게다 베다 니아타 비파카 베다니야트바 드카탐치데 보츠츠바 시티 Number 1 다베 오케이 니아타베 파카베다니 야트바 드카탐치데 보츠츠바 시티 야디 자 까탐치트 부누여 바 바가타 까탐치트 부누여 바 바가타 힘사 바베트 따트라 수카프라 브테오 바베다릴바 유리티 에바마느르타 디시바피 요지암 야타 삼파밤 evam pitalkanam jamu meba nugatam vipakama jamu meba nugatam vipakama nishidam pavayanantam vipaka nishidam pavayanana vitakeshu manahu paranuidatiti paranuidatita paranuidatita. I wanted to check something, I forgot. What was it? I guess it's not that important. Yeah. Okay. Since perverse considerations such as injuries, whether done or caused to be done, are approved, whether ensuing upon greed or anger or infatuation, whether mild or moderate or vehement, find their unending consequences in pain and in lack of thinking, there should be the cultivation of their opposites. Oh, sorry, I need to change this. Of these, first of all, injury, since it is done or caused to be done or approved, is threefold. Moreover, each of these is threefold, insofar as there is greed, desire for the meat or for the skin, or insofar as there is anger, as when a man thinks he has been hurt by that man, or insofar as there is infatuation, as when a man thinks, will be marry for me. Again, since greed and anger and infatuation are threefold, as being mild and moderate and vehement, there are thus 27 varieties of injuries. Yet again, since gentle, moderate, and extreme, threefold as follows: generally mild and moderately mild and keenly mild. Similarly, gently moderate and moderately moderate and keenly moderate. Likewise, gently keen and moderately keen and vehemently keen. Thus injury is of 180 varieties. It is, however, innumerable because of the varieties due to specifications and to options, and to aggregations due to the fact that the varieties of those who breathe the breath of life are innumerable. In the same manner is to be applied to falsehood and to the other. Now, since these perverse considerations have endless consequences in pain and in lack of thinking, one should cultivate their opposites. There is a cultivation of those things, the endless consequences of which are pain and a lack of thinking. And to continue, he who commits an injury first of all reduces the strength of the victim, then causes him pain by falling upon him with a knife or something of the kind, afterwards even deprives him of life. When once he has taken away strength, his own animate or inanimate aids begin to have their strength dwindle away. As a result of causing pain, he himself experiences pain in health and in animals and of departed spirits and in others. As a result of uprooting from life, he himself continues from moment to moment at the very point of departure from life. And even while wishing for death, he pants laboriously, since the fruition of pain is to be felt in a fruition which has a limit. Furthermore, even if injury could be somehow done away by merit, even then, if he obtained happiness, it would be his length of life be short. In the same way, so far as possible, is to be applied to lying and to the other. Thus, pondering on that same, a perverse considerations which is inevitable and undesired, the yogin should not devote his central organ to perverse considerations. As a result of the cultivation of the opposites, the perverse considerations become things that may be escaped. Okay, I'm going to take a little break, and then I'm probably going to do like 8 sutras in a row. Okay, I'm back. Short sutras. Yay. Pratipakasha Pavanodu Tetolheya. Pratipakasha Pavanodu Tetolheya. One more. Pratipakasha Pavanu. Pratipakasha Pavanad Tetolheya. Number 2. Na hetto. Na hetto. Na hetto. Na hettol. Pratipakasha Pavanad. Pratipakasha Pavana Hetolheya. Pitalka Yadasya Siura Pras. Siura Prasava. Siura Prasava. Siura Prasava Taimano. Siura Prasava Taimano Sitada. Tatukurutta Maishivariam. Tatukurutta Maishivariam Yoginahu. Siddhitisu Jakam Pavati. Tadiatang Ahimsa Pratishithayam Tatu Samnitel Vairatiagahu Saivapuran Vinam Pavati. Saivapuran Vinam Pavati. One, become for this yogin unsuitable for generation, then the power caused by this fact becomes indicative of the yogin's perfection. For example, as soon as he is grounded in abstinence from injury, his presence begets a suspension of enmity, occurs on the part of all living creatures. Satya Pratishithayam Kriya Palashravat Kriya Palashrayat Kriya Palashrayat Vam Taimiko Puya Iti Pavati Taimikahu Svalgam Prapunuhi Iti Svalgam Prapunoti Amokasya Bhagavati. As soon as he is grounded in abstinence from falsehood, actions and consequences depend upon him. If, says to a man, be thou right living, the man becomes right living. If he expresses the wish, attain thou heaven, the man attains heaven. What he says comes true. Asiteya Pratishithayam Saivarasiteno Saivaratno Pasitanam Saivadika Sitania Sio Patishithonante Saivadika Sitania Sio Patishithonante Ratanani. It's too fuzzy. I'm gonna double check with the other version. Okay. As soon as he is grounded in abstinence from theft, all jewels approach him. From all directions, jewels approach to be his. Brahmacharya Paratishitoyam Viryalapaha. Look at that. Yasya La Pada Pratikana. La Pada Pratika. La Pada Pratikanan Guna Nut Kaishoyati. La Pada Pratikanan Guna. La Pada Pratikanan Guna Nut Kaishoyati. Siddhashcha Vinayeshu Jnanamatatum Jnanamatatum Samalto Pavatiti. As soon as he is grounded in abstinence from incontinence, he acquires energy, by the acquisition of which the yogin increases unhindered qualities, and when he is perfected, he is able to transfer thinking to pupils. Keep going, I guess. Oof, look at that fuzzy text. Aparigraha sthairiye janamaka tamta sambodhahu janamaka tamta sambodhahu janamaka tamta sambodha janamaka tamta sambodhahu bodha janamaka tamta sambodhahu asya bhavati. Komahasam Katamahamasam Gimsavididam. Number 1. Okay. Katam Savididam Ke Ba Pabishyu Mahu Katam Ba Pabishyu Ba Pabishyu Ma Ityevasya Ityevamasya Pulvanantap Paranantamatye Shivat Mapabhajinyasa Pulvanantara Pulvanantaparanantamatye Shivat Mapabhajinyasa Pulvanantaparanantamatye Shivat Mapabhajinyasa Pulvanantaparanantamatye Shivat Mapabhajinyasa. Number 2. Pulvanantaparanantamatye Shivat Mapabhajinyasa. Subaru Pernopang Valtate. Etang Yamasutairiye Siddhatayahu. Okay. Yay. Legible. As soon as he is established in abstinence from acceptance of gifts, a thorough illumination upon the conditions of birth becomes his. Who was I? How was I? Or what this birth be? Or how this be? Or what shall we become? Or how shall we become? Such a desire to know his own condition in former and later and intermediate times becomes of itself fulfilled for him. These, when he is established in the abstentions, are the perfections. How many do I want to do? I'll do one more. Namaste. Niyameshu pakushuyu mahu. Pakushuyu mahu. Shaucha Shaucha te sebang nga nukup Shaucha te sebang nga jugup sa Paraira samsalga he sebang nge jugup sa yam Shauchamara pamano Shauchamara pap Shauchamara pap Shauchamara pamano Shauchamara pa Shauchamara pama Shauchamara pama Shauchamara pamano he. You know what? I'm gonna actually stop there and do Bhagavad Gita. It's something about the sutras, you can't overdo them for various reasons. I'm gonna take a break and do Bhagavad Gita chapter 8. Okay, be back in 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. Reading various. Hello, Sapphire. So I started with Garuda Purana, and then I read Raghuveda, and then I was reading Yoga Sutras of Patanjali with comments by Vyasa. And now I'm gonna read Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is the easiest for me to read because I've read it so many times. I've read it like 12, maybe 15 times, 12 times for sure. And these are all purifying. And as the title says, this is for mind programming, hypnosis, and exorcism. There's no going back. This is the strongest form of hypnosis and mind programming. Especially if I read it like flowingly, there's really no going back. So, since I'm not in a very good environment to read it, so I read it over and over and over and over until the environment changes. That's my thing. So I'm not in here with you. You're in here with me. I'm just gonna read it over and over and over and over and over. Okay, gonna start Bhagavad Gita very soon. And the title is that, it's like right there. It says Bhagavad Gita chapter 8. That's what I'm reading now. What I'm gonna read now. Oh, and if you're wondering what language this is Sanskrit. I'm one of the very few people. There aren't even more than 10 people in the world who read Sanskrit in the Aryan pronunciation. If you don't pronounce it in the Aryan way, the effect of Sanskrit goes down by 100-fold. But it's been lost for at least the last 500 years. It started disappearing from 5,000 years ago. And when Sri Buddha was here, it started really disappearing. That was 2,500 years ago. 500 years ago, there were at least a few or several that spoke in the Aryan pronunciation. One of them's name is Shri Chaitanya and Shri Nityananda and Shri Advaita Acharya and Shri Vasa and Gaudhatara, and they're not alive anymore. And if you're really into supernatural things, I will tell you that the two angels, or I'll call them Hashatans, because they didn't bless the cities. They actually cursed the city, burnt it down to the ground. The two angels who went to Sodom and Gomorrah, I believe they read Garuda Purana, the one that I'm reading now. I'm gonna read it 3 times, and the world has no choice but to change. At least 3 times. I'm gonna read it more than that. I'm gonna read it until the world changes. They read it fluently, like flowingly. I'm reading it like broken down, so it's not as effective. But as long as I read it correctly, it should have a permanent effect. So we're just moving slowly. I hope that answers the question. So yeah, this is Sanskrit. And I'm one of the 10 people remaining in the world, or fewer, that reads in the Aryan pronunciation. And like I said, too bad I'm not in a good environment to read it. But that's karma. That's actually karma. I'm not supposed to read it in a good environment right now. Karma. Karma. Right, it's really short, 28 verses. So I'm gonna get through this in like 10 minutes. Here you go. Ata ashirtomotyāyahu agushara brahma yogahu Arjuna uvacha kim tadu brahma kimatyatamam kim kaima purushottama atiputam cha kim prokatamatidaivam kimuchyate 아티야지냐흐 까탐 꼬트라 데헤스미는 마투수다나 브라야너가레 짜까탐 지니요시 니아따 드마피흐 Shri Bhagavanuvaca Akusharam Brahma Paramam Svapavotyatma Mujyate Putapabodhapava Putapabodhapavakaro Putapabodhapava Putapabodhapavakaro Putapabodhapavakaro one more Putapabodhapava Putapabodhapavakaro I guess I'm getting a little tired. It's been an hour and 15 minutes of reading Sanskrit and English. Putapabodhapavakaro Pavaka Putapabodhapavakaro Visargaha Kalmasamjinitaha Ati Putam Kushoro Pavaha Purushashitja Tidaivatama Atiyajinyo Hame Vatra Deha Pratam Para Anantakale Ja Mameva Smarana Mukutava Kalevarama Yahu Prayati Sa Madhupavam Yati Nasatyatra Samshayahu Yam Papi Smaranam Pavam Diajatyanante Kalevarama Damevaiti Kaunanteya Sada Tadpava Pavitahu Tasmat Sageshu Kaleshu Mamanusumara Yutya Ja Maya Pitamano Buddhatima Mevaishya Siya Samshayahu one more Maya Pitamano Buddhatima Maya Pitamano Buddhatima Mevaishya Maya Pitamano Buddhatima Mevaishya Siya Samshayahu and the second version Maya Pitamano Buddhatima Shiva Vaishya Samshayama Maya Pitamano Buddhatima Vaishya Siya Samshayam. I'm a little tired. That's why I read Bhagavad Gita at the end, because it's the easiest for me to read now because I read it so many times. Maya Pitamano Buddhatima Vaishya Siya Samshayama Apya Sayoga Yukutena Jatasa Nanyagamina Paramam Purusham Divyam Yati Maltanuchinantayana Gavim Purana Manu Shasitara Manora Nuya Yam Samanu Suma Redyahu Purana Manu Shasitara Manua Purana Manu Shasitara Manora Nuyam Samanu Samaredyahu Purana Manu Shasitara Manora Nui Manua Purana Manu Shasitara Manora Nuya Namasutta, help me. Purana Manu Shasitara Manora Nuyam Samanuma Smares Samanu Samaredyahu Purana Manu Shasitara Manora Nuyam Samanu Smaredyahu almost. Purana Manu Shasitara Manora Nuyam Samanu Smaredyahu one more. Purana Manu Shasitara Manora Nuyam Samanu Smaredyahu Saivasya Tatara Machinantya Rupa Maditya Balnam Tatara Machinantya Rupa Maditya Balnam Tamasahu Parasatat Prayana kale manasa chalena Pagatiya yukuto yoga balena chaiva Puruvol matie Pranama vesya samyak sa tam param Purushomupaiti divyam Yadakushoram Vedavido Padananti Vishananti Vidananti Yadiyatayo Vitaragah 야디츠차는또 브라흐마짜리암 짜라는티 따뜻때 바담 상은그라헤너 브라바쿠슈예 상은그라헤너 브라바쿠슈예 살바드바라누이 사미야미야 마노 흐르디 니루티야 짜 무트니야 타야트마나흐 브라나마스티토 요가타라넘 오미티에까 구쇼람 브라흐마 비아하라는 마 마누스 비아하라는 마 마누스 마라는 야흐 브라야티 디아자는 데함 사 야티 바라맘 까티무 아나니아 짜타흐 사타탐 요맘 스마라티 니티아샤흐 다시야함 술라파흐 빵알타 니티아 요그타시야 요기나흐 마무페티야 분할자는 마 두허칼라야마샤 시바타무 나 부누바는티 마하트마나흐 삼시드팀 바라맘 가타흐 아브라흐마 부바나를 로카흐 보나라 발티 놀주나 마무페티야 뚜 까우는테야 보날자는 마나 비디아테 사하스라 유가파리아는 따마하리아드 브라흐마노 비두흐 라트림 유가 사하스라는 땀 데호라 드라비도 자나흐 아비아그땅드 비아그따야흐 살바흐 브라파바는 티아하라가메 라트리아가메 브랄리야는 때 따트라이바 비아그따 삼지냐케 푸타그라마흐 사 에바얌 푸트바 브랄리야테 라트리아 가메바샤흐 빨타 브라파바티아 하라가메 파라스타스마투투 파보니오 비약도 사나다나흐 사마 비약도 사나다나흐 야흐 사 사이베슈 푸데슈 나시아투수 나 비나시아티 아비야그도 구쇼람 이티우그타스타마 후흐 바라맘 까티무 얌 브라피아 나 비발타는 때 따뜻하마 바라맘 마마 부르셔흐 사 빠라흐 빵알타 파그티아 라피아스타 바나니아야 야시아는 따흐스타니 부다니 야나 살바미담 따따무 야트라 까레 드바나 부르트디 마 부르트팀 짜이바 요기나흐 브라야다 야는 띠땀 까람 바쿠슈여미 파라탈쇼파 아그닐 지오티라하흐 슈클라흐 쇼는 마사 우드따라 야너무 따트라 브라야다 까츠차는 띠 브라흐마 비도 자나흐 투모 라트리스타타 그르셔너허 셔는마사 다쿠쇼이너 야나무 따뜨라 짜는 드라마삼 지오티리오기 프라피아 니발따떼 슈클라 그르쇼노에 까티 히에테 자가타흐 샤시바테 마테 에카야 야티아나 브르트티마니아 야 발타테 puna흐 나이테 스르티 발타 자나니요기 무히아티 가시자나 타스마트 사게슈 칸레슈 요가유쿠토 파발주나 베데슈 야지녜슈 타파흐수 자이바 타네슈 야트푸누여 팔람 프라디슈터무 아티에티 따트 살바미담 비디트바 요기 바람 스타나무 파이티 짜디아무 따트 사디티 श्रीमद् भगवद गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्म विद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुन संवादे अकुशल ब्रह्म योगो नामाश्रितमोध्यायः Namaste. I'm going to take a 1 minute break. It's short. Yay. Okay, I'm back. So now the English translation. Arjuna said, what is that Brahman? What is Atyatma? What is action or best of male beings? But also has been said to be Atiputa, and what is called Atidaiva, who is here Atiyajinya, and how in this body, O slayer of Matu, and how in the time of departure art thou to be known by those that have restrained themselves. The Holy One said, Brahman is the supreme and indestructible. Atyatma is said to be its own manifestation. The offering. which causeth the production and development of all. This is called action. Atiputta is all perishable things. Dhyatidhaivata is the male being. Atiyajinya is I myself in this body, O best of all embodied creatures. Remembering me alone in last moments, he that, casting off body, departeth, cometh into my essence. There is no doubt in this. Whichever form one remembereth when one casteth off, at the end, body, unto that one goeth, O son of Kunti, having habitually meditated on it always. Therefore, think of me at all times, and engage in battle. Fixing thy mind and understanding on me, thou wilt without doubt come even to me. Thinking with the mind, not running to other objects, and endued with abstraction in the form of uninterrupted application, one goeth, O son of Brahma, unto the divine and supreme male being. He, who at the time of his departure, with a steady mind, endued with reverence, with power of abstraction, and directing the life breath called prana between the eyebrows, thinketh of that ancient seer who is the ruler, who is minuter than the minutest atom, who is the ordainer of all, who is inconceivable in form, and who is beyond all darkness, cometh unto that divine and supreme male being. My voice is either too loud or too low. I will tell thee in brief about that sea which persons conversant with the Vedas declare to be indestructible, which is entered by ascetics free from all longings, and in expectation of which practice the vows of brahmacharis. Casting off body, he who departeth, stopping up all the doors, confining the mind within the heart, placing his own life breath called prana between the eyebrows, resting on continued meditation, uttering this one syllable which is Brahman, and thinking of me, attaineth to the highest goal. He who always thinketh of me, with mind ever withdrawn from all other objects, unto that devotee always engaged on meditation, I am Upalta, easy of access. High-souled persons who have achieved the highest perfection, attaining to me, do not incur rebirth, which is the abode of sorrow and which is transient. All the worlds, O Arjuna, from the abode of Brahman downwards, have to go through a round of births. On attaining me, however, O son of Kunti, there is no rebirth. They who know a day of Brahman to end after 1,000 yugas, and a night to terminate after 1,000 yugas, are persons that know day and night. On the advent of day, everything that is manifest springeth from the unmanifest, and when night cometh, into that same which is called unmanifest, all things disappear. That same assemblage of creatures, springing forth again and again, dissolveth on the advent of night, and springeth forth, O son of Pratha, when day cometh, constrained. There is, however, another entity, unmanifest and eternal, which is beyond that unmanifest, and which is not destroyed when all the entities are destroyed. It is said to be unmanifest and indestructible. They call it the highest goal, attaining which no one had to come back. That is my supreme seat. That supreme being, O son of Brahma, he within whom are all entities and by whom all this is permeated, is to be attained by my reverence, undirected to any other object. I will tell thee the times of Buddha Bharata's race, in which devotees departing go, never to return or to return. The fire, the light, the day, the light of fortnight, the 6 months of the northern solstice, departing during these, persons knowing Brahma, go to Brahma. Smoke night, also the dark fortnight, the 6 months of the southern solstice. In these, the devotee, attaining to the lunar light, returneth. The bright and the dark, these two paths are regarded to be the eternal of the universe. By the one goeth never to return, by the other one cometh back. Knowing these two paths, O son of Brahma, no devotee is deluded. Therefore at all times be endued with devotion, O Arjuna. The meritorious fruit that is prescribed for the Vedas, for sacrifices, for ascetic austerities, and for gifts, a devotee knowing all this, attaineth to it all, and attaineth the supreme and primeval seat. That's it, folks. I'll wait for half a minute if there are any questions. I don't even know how many people are here. Okay, so I'm gonna chant the Hare Krishna mantra in about an hour. I think so, about an hour. Okay. And King Ushaz's name. God bless. God bless you.